Eskom in KwaZulu-natal says it's experienced a high volume of electricity faults across the province due to the cold and rainy weather. Let's get you an update now and speak to Harish Ragh-nandan, Network Operations and Support Manager at Eskom in KZN. Harish, a very good afternoon to you. Thank you for being on Newsfeed PM. Have you been able to fix all of the faults reported since yesterday?
Good day, good afternoon to everyone. We've managed to fix quite a few of the faults from yesterday. As you mentioned, we did have a relatively high number of faults due to the rain and the cold, and this was evenly spread out throughout the province. There was minimal infrastructure damage due to the snow itself. However, isolated sections were impacted, and these have been resolved at the moment.
For the benefit of those of us who aren't too familiar with how all of this works, Harish, what was affected and how come?
Okay, so some of the networks, the isolated sections, mostly within the Natal Midlands, were affected by snowfall on the infrastructure itself, where there was some infrastructure damage. And then we have areas of overloading where when the temperature drops, the use increases. And we have fuse failures caused by the high usage on the individual networks at that time. So some customers do have trips due to overloads, and that creates the high number of faults in the areas.
Give us an idea of the problem, Harish. Are you sitting with entire suburbs, entire towns, or just streets that don't have power?
Well, largely it's more in the agricultural or rural areas at the moment where we don't have supply, and these are just small sections that have been isolated due to some of the damage and the overloading. So we don't have large areas that are off at the moment.
And when do you expect that everyone will have uninterrupted power supply?
The outlook for today looks good. The weather seems much better. The snow seems to have melted on the low ground. It's just confined to the mountains for now in our areas. So we should be resolved by tomorrow the latest. We are dealing with the backlog from yesterday, and the guys are out on the ground and attending to the faults. And we should be up and running by tomorrow the latest.
Harish Ragh-nandan, good to speak to you, Network Operations and Support Manager at Eskom, speaking to us about outages in KZN as a result of this weekend's rainy weather there.